So, hey guys, what is up? Good to see you again. I think I saw many of you last night, which was awesome. And if you couldn't come, I totally understand because not everyone is on the same time zone as me and you didn't want to be spoiled. So, hopefully you guys can see me soon. I'm seeing a couple people say they can't see me, but hopefully you can see me soon. I currently have an ad, so maybe that's, whoops, let me turn that out. Maybe that's what some of you are seeing. Okay, but anyway, yes. If you haven't looked at my video from last night or my Twitter feed, just want to let you know that I did really like the finale and was very happy that most of us figured it out. I know some people down to the wire did not think it was Karen. And for those of you who have asked if I was happy that it was Karen, yeah, I am, because I love how they connected it to last season. He was my main suspect last season, and I was honestly feeling let down after the Piper reveal, to be 100% honest. And to have the validation of him being outed this season and being connected to last season made me feel great. And I thought that the finale was better. Now, the only thing that could have been better for me was if somebody really shocking was revealed, or revealed as his accomplice, like Brooke or Noah. But I'm kind of glad that they did not reveal Zoe as being an accomplice, even though I know for a fact he has an accomplice. I have no doubts in my mind. But something that we need to talk about also is the fact that someone is pretty much harassing him, calling him in jail, which I think is really funny. And I do not believe that's the accomplice calling him. I think this is someone else, and I can tell you who I think that is in a little bit. But I'm going to go to your comments right now and shout out a few of you. Jacob, Eva, Sophie, Amelia, Jackson, Lauren, Storm, the BFB. Hopefully you can see me now, because right now I'm getting a blank screen. Okay, let me try to refresh that. I don't know. The only thing I could figure out is that we are having like some storms where I live. So hopefully you can still hear me. But I currently have an ad again, and this worked last night. So maybe I'll come back. I don't know. I still am not seeing myself. So I will just keep talking to you and hopefully we can get this fixed, but I don't know. Okay, I see it again. Cool. I think there's been some issues, maybe either with Google Chat on here or the storms. I don't know. Because yes, it definitely happened last night for a little bit and I refreshed and I was back. But it looks like I'm back. But anyway, thank you guys so much for being here today. And thank you for those of you who were able to come last night and come again today. And yes, this is the last live chat of this season. But I'm going to definitely be doing the Halloween episode, which has been confirmed if you watch Scream After Dark. And I will definitely do a live chat and a video. Hi, Daniel. Thank you for being here. Hi, PLL Video Edits. Thank you so much for being here. But I want to know what you guys thought about the finale. Also, what you guys think is going to happen in a season 3. Obviously, they want and hope to have a season 3. I have not seen any confirmation that there is a season 3, but they obviously are planning on one because they did not tie up any loose ends. We had a cliffhanger. And usually when shows have a special like this Halloween special, it doesn't reveal a lot, or it doesn't clear up things and answer things. I'm not expecting it to reveal an accomplice or anything like that. I think it's just something fun that they would like to do around the time of Halloween, since it is a horror series. But yes, the Halloween episode has been confirmed. So again, I want to talk to you guys. Ralph liked the finale better than season 1. That's kind of what I said at the beginning of this chat. I thought it was so much better because Piper was kind of a letdown for me. I obviously thought she was one of the killers, but I was just kind of underwhelmed. Jackson is asking who I think the accomplice is, and I am not 100% sure. I really hope it wasn't Zoe, but I hope it's someone, shocking. I wasn't sure going into the episode last night, and I'm still not sure, but I will let you know my thoughts on the person who is calling him. I think the person who's calling him is our 94 killer from 1994. And I'm kind of thinking it's Emma's dad, to be honest, because he was the only one who survived, who was injured, which is shady. So I think it's very funny that a person is harassing Karen because Karen thinks he's really tough. And I just think it's really hilarious that someone's bugging him, So Ralph thinks that Karen's accomplice was someone who might be Zoe, a tech person who is Zoe. The other thing that I wanted to talk about, I think that is that's something that's going to be answered in season 3, not in the Halloween episode. Again, I have not seen any type of confirmation on season 3. I will definitely be following the MTV Scream Twitter account, Facebook, and all that to look for that confirmation. Like, I don't trust Wiki or Reddit because sometimes anyone can go in there and put things. So until the Twitter account announces it, to be honest, or one of the cast members announces it on Twitter, I'm not going to believe that we have a season 3, but I think there's a lot of hope for that. Eva also thinks that Emma's dad was actual murderer of 94, and I think so too. Another thing to mention is I thought that Amadeus, who was the actor who plays Kieran, I thought he was amazing when he switched to his real self, which was the psycho self, in that scene with Audrey and Emma. I'm kind of bummed he didn't die, but I really think he will be broken out of jail by his accomplice. I think that's definitely going to happen in season 3, possibly could even happen in the Halloween episode. And I think we didn't already know, but Brandon is definitely alive. I was kind of hoping we would see Brandon, even if we didn't see his face, that we would just see him maybe with a hood or something, and they would acknowledge that this is Brandon and Brandon is alive, because I definitely think he is. And they've pretty much told us he is, but we don't have that confirmation yet, and I was kind of hoping for that. It would have been cool, I agree with Bosco, to see Kieran in the killer mask, but I mean, he was so obvious all along, but there was no unmasking because he showed up trying to be himself. And I knew, like, when he showed up at the orphanage, well, I mean, we knew, but when he showed up at the orphanage, we were like, yes. As far as Eli, I had a couple people asking me if he's going to be in season 3 because they thought, since we didn't see for sure that he was dead, but the actor on the after show said he was killed off. So, I mean, that could change, I guess. I'm kind of thinking he is dead. I felt like he was our big red herring, and he was. But I also think that some of the people who were shady, just because they weren't revealed to be anything in this finale, it doesn't mean they're not. I mean, Miss Lang is someone who was definitely working for the dark side. I was really hoping for her to die, as Rachel is saying, and she wasn't. Or she wasn't killed, and I really dislike her because she was just trying so hard to make the sheriff think that Emma and Audrey were crazy and the actual killers. So it's completely obvious that she's working with Kieran in some way. I assume that she was probably really good friends with Piper and is like avenging her death or something. I don't know about Brooke living with Stavo. It did kind of look like that, since her mom, I guess, is still in rehab and she has no dad. So, but if you did watch the after show, you got a sneak peek of a scene from the Halloween episode featuring Kieran, and Kid is talking about that right now. Apparently, he's got some other sneak peeks on his channel if you guys want to check that out. But Jackson makes a good point, saying that the knife that Maggie found by the tree near the end was the one that she was had hid with Miguel back when they were teens, which that makes a lot of sense. And I think that is a Brandon James sign. The only thing that I could, now that I'm thinking about it, possibly someone is posing as Brandon James and it's not really him. We may have that going on, and this person's actually evil. Maybe the person who is messing with Kieran, I don't know. But yeah, so yeah, I'm happy that Audrey didn't die. I was freaking out. I didn't have her as a suspect. Sometimes I thought she was, but last night I really thought she was tricking Emma, that she had put herself at the orphanage and was pretending to be kidnapped. And it just started to really make me wonder about her. And I think that would have been a really great twist for her to have been one of the killers. But Kevin is Emma's dad, who had a very small role this season, a bigger role last season. I don't understand why they keep him around if he's not important, and I think he is important. Oh, the other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was Brooke. I still hold out hope for her. I've said all along, I definitely didn't think she would be revealed as anything in this season, but I'm holding out hope that she will be revealed in the final season, whenever that is, as someone who has been involved from day one, because it's just a little ridiculous that this girl, I mean, I like her, don't get me wrong, but she keeps, getting, I'm sorry, I have like this mystery hair that is making my face itch, but she keeps getting attacked and she survives. And horror movies, horror shows, they don't let people live, especially after being violently stabbed. So I definitely think that I really want her to be involved. I think that would be a wonderful reveal for near the end of the show, the whole show. So I'm not going to count her out. I still have some hope that Noah could be involved. You just never know. I think what's really cool about this show, this series, is that it's all connected, kind of in the way like American Horror Story is connected. So it's not like and just because someone you suspected from season 1 wasn't outed in season 1, it doesn't make them like totally not an option, as we see with Karen. So another point that I had made before is that, yeah, Mark is saying the killer at the end said, "Who told you you could wear my mask?" Mark thinks it's Brandon. I don't know if it's Brandon. You know, part of me is thinking right now that it could be someone posing as Brandon who is a violent person. I definitely don't think Brandon ever killed anyone. So I think someone could take on that persona, but actually be a killer, you know? And I kind of totally forgot what I was going to say because I want to get to more of your comments or what I was talking about. Can someone please explain Kieran's motive? Asked Will. Well, the little tidbit that we really hadn't discussed, I don't think, in the live shows, but something Ralph mentioned to me in a final theory thought before the episode aired, was that Ralph thought that Piper and, I was going to call him Will, Piper and Kieran were dating. So that was his motive. He was dating Piper. He was pretty much using Emma, okay? Not really in love with her, any of that. But he was avenging her death, and he wanted to definitely get back at Audrey and Emma for their role in messing with his girlfriend. So as I had pointed out from, I don't know how many live chats we've done from the beginning, all of this will be connected and make sense, and all of it's connected back to the James family. Kieran's connection to the James family is that he was dating Brandon's daughter. So I don't think we're ever going to have a killer who doesn't have a James family connection, you know? So far we've had 2 people who were James family connected. So all of that's going to be connected. Anybody else who's revealed in the future, I think, will have that connection somehow. Doesn't mean they're related, but they may be dating someone who's related, married to someone, something there, you know? So also, I don't believe that Kieran killed all the people who have died in the past 2 seasons. I mean, obviously, maybe Piper did some of these, but I still think other people have been helping. And for all we know, there could be 3 or 4 killers total, and some of them could be working from day 1, which I think is awesome. And I just can't wait to see how this show will unfold, you know? So why did Kieran kill Seth? That's, you know, the thing about that is that there are deaths that happen that we don't really know for a fact which person killed which person. So because I believe that Kieran has an accomplice, I can't for sure say he killed Branson and what that motivation was, but I don't know if he did kill him, you know. I definitely think everyone was killed for a reason, not just to kill someone. So yes, as Georgie says, Miss Lang is writing a book about the Lakewood murder. So it's a little bit like Gail Weathers. Of course, she was a news anchor and this woman's a teacher, but whatever. But I don't know, you know, why certain people were killed. We haven't been told exactly like who killed who. And I think it's a little early for us to say these are the people Piper killed. These are the people for sure Kieran killed, because again, I think there's a 3rd person, maybe a 4th. And what we don't know is that, yeah, okay, right. So sometimes, as Ralph is saying, Kieran was the one in the garage that grabbed Will. So if you go back and rewatch the seasons, you may be able to tell, since we know of 2 killers, it might make sense like, okay, that had to be Piper or that had to be Kieran or whatever. But like for Branson, I don't really have a good answer for that. Maybe you guys have a theory on if you think Kieran killed Branson and why, or if you think someone else, this second accomplice, did. Did Piper make a pie? A pied Piper? Right, okay. So Mark says it makes sense that Will was killed because Kieran was probably jealous that Will was Emma's boyfriend. Yeah, that makes sense. And I actually definitely thought he killed Will last season because I knew he was jealous. Although, again, I think in a way he was definitely using Emma. He needed everyone out of the way so that she was focused on him, totally in love with him, totally committed to him, and all that good stuff. Ben says, I really hope that Brooke is revealed to have been like helping the individual killers throughout every single season. And then she's revealed as the final killer. That would be an absolute dream scenario for me. I still have a lot of hope that would happen. And I think for those of you who were upset or let down that Kieran was easy to figure out, I wouldn't be, because I think the payoff, as long as the show does not get canceled, because then we're in trouble because we will never know their final plan. But if they get to carry it out for however many seasons, I think they already have an idea of how many seasons they want to do. And if they get to carry it out the way they hope to do, then I think you'll be happy with the final reveals. And I think it will all connect. And again, for those of us who were upset that Kieran was not the killer last season, it was great validation, great payback this season. We stuck through 2 seasons. He was revealed. We were right all along. So I feel really good about it. And I mean, yes, it was obvious in a way, but I don't think the end of all of this is obvious. Thank you, Elliot. I really appreciate that. I think stick with it is what I'm trying to say. Fingers crossed this does not go away, does not get canceled. Please stick with it if you're discouraged, because I really believe in the show. I don't think it's just, for those of you who like Pretty Little Liars, that show is everywhere and it doesn't make a lot of sense a lot of times. I don't think that's the case with this show. I think they have a game plan. I really think they've mapped out all the seasons. I think they know. Yes, Jackson Kieran was my #1 suspect last season, but I think they know how many seasons they want to have, what's going down in the final of the series, the finale of the series. So I don't think they're just throwing stuff out there. I really think they've got it all mapped out, and it's going to be a reward for everyone who watches. And honestly, with the Scream movies, those of you who have watched those, the first one to me, that's one of my favorite movies ever. But after the first one, they started to be not so great, in my opinion. And it's been so long since I've seen like the second and third that I'm not real sure what happened, because I saw them when they originally came out. But so some of the details are kind of fuzzy. But what I think is awesome is I honestly think this season was better than the first. And it's very hard to have a sequel top the original. Yes, so let me go back to some of your comments. I'm just getting carried away, I guess, because I really enjoy talking about this show because I love this show. Harani is asking, why did Kieran kill his dad? I think he was definitely psycho. And I think he killed his step-parents in that car accident. He did a lot of things. I mean, he framed Eli for the inappropriate stuff going on with that girl in Atlanta. Yeah, Ralph thinks because he hated his dad. I mean, you can't explain everything with him, because obviously the way he acted at the orphanage last night, he has some issues. Yes, Lucy Hale, I actually got to meet her. If you didn't know my little story about, I covered the Hollywood premiere of Scream 4, which is crazy, but that actually happened. I was there for the red carpet, but I met Lucy Hale. She was very nice and just as pretty as you would think. But yeah, so he's a sociopath. He doesn't make a lot of sense. The thing that's great about him, though, is that he did have a reason and motivation to kill people to get close to Emma. Yeah, okay, we don't have to do that. I promise I'm trying to see everybody's comments, and I know some people are getting mad about the all caps, so if you can not do all caps, that would be great. It's just I try to see everyone's comment, and it's hard because they just start rolling by. But if I miss your comment, please come back. You know, I will reply to everyone's comments on the videos. And just one thing I'll say about that is sometimes they do go to spam or this other weird inbox. If you have a YouTube channel, you will know. And I have to look in there a couple times a week. So if you don't hear from me, that's probably why, okay? But I'm really sorry. I'm not ignoring anyone, so we don't have to do the all caps. I'm trying to talk to you and see the comments, but the comments roll by. So if I'm talking to you for a while, I miss some people, but it's totally not on purpose. All right, so Amelia says, Kieran seemed really shocked when he got the call at the end. Absolutely. Very good point. This was not his accomplice, okay? And I think it's really important that we understand that. The person who's calling him is essentially framing him, and I find that hilarious. And that I wanted him to die, but I kind of like the fact that he's alive, because now he gets to be harassed and be scared because someone probably a lot crazier than him is going to harass, stalk, and eventually probably will kill him. So I feel good about that. My favorite character, honestly, is Brooke, and I'm a hungry. I was very upset, if you watched my reaction last night, when she was sad, because I didn't think she would survive since she survived so many times. So, it's just kind of like you love to hate her, but she became a lot more likable this season. So Julian's asking if I saw the Brandon James mask on the lake, the drawing that Gustavo drew. I think Emma's dad called Kieran. Are you talking about like at the very end when there was like a drawing on the table? It looked like a bunch of people like on a bridge or something. I'm not sure. Yeah, Rachel hopes Noah gets a girlfriend who lives this time. Yeah. And I think, obviously, we're going to see new characters next season. I'm just going to talk like we have a new season next season, because I really think we will. I can only hope. With some shows that I've watched before that have been canceled, they found out like before the finale. Like The Family was a show that I watched, and we knew before the finale that it was canceled. And if you follow the people on Twitter involved with the show, there's always like some tweets that lead you to believe things are not going great with the show. And I'm not seeing that from this, so I'm having hopes. Who would I like to die? I want Kieran to die, but I want him to be killed by this person who is like stalking and harassing him. And I think it'll be a really, really crazy death. Again, I will say what I said maybe last week. My only real criticism of this season was the lack of important deaths, which sounds like a psychopath thing to say, but this is a horror series. Anyone who is a true horror fan, that is one of the like trademarks of the show. And I think they killed off a lot of non-essential people that we didn't feel emotionally attached to. So in a way, as much as I do like Brooke, I would have been kind of happy if they had killed her, because to me, looks like I've disappeared again, but maybe you can still hear me. To me, the only important death that we had this season was with Jake. I mean, I feel like he was the only main character because he was a main character last season. I'm hoping you can still hear me. Obviously there's some sort of issue with Google Chats. To be honest, it is not storming here anymore, but it was storming earlier. But since we had this issue last night and there were no storms, I can only imagine something is going on with this YouTube server and the capabilities to do live chats. But I will keep talking a little bit longer, hoping that I will come back on screen. But the good thing is you can hear me. I'm really sorry about that. If I could control it, I definitely would. But just to update those of you who are just not realizing you can't see me, I don't know what's going on. There's something with the Google YouTube connection. I can't do anything else on my end because it's on their end, it appears. But I'll keep talking to you for a couple more minutes since it's about that time to end anyway. So if it doesn't come back, we'll have to say bye a little bit early. Just a couple things to remember. If you are subscribed to me, that's awesome. Please don't go away. Again, I'm covering the Halloween episode, and I know I've unsubscribed to people sometimes, and then like they released a new video and I missed it, and like I see it like 6 months later because I forgot. So I also pretty much only cover mystery shows. So if you like this show, maybe I'm covering other shows that you watch that are mysteries, or maybe I'm covering something that you haven't discovered and you would really like to watch. So if you haven't subscribed, please do if you're just now finding me. Again, I will be doing the Halloween episode, and I will be doing a live chat and a video. I was back for like a second and I'm gone. I have no idea why I keep disappearing. But anyway, but I just want to thank, yay, I think I'm back. But thank you guys so much for being with me in this journey, because it is so fun to talk to you guys and to have people to theorize with. And it makes it a lot more fun for me because I would always do this with friends, and some people didn't want to talk. Like, we don't all watch the same shows, my friends in real life. So I would always try to talk to them, and I would just go online in like chat rooms and on Facebook and try to talk to people. But this is way more fun, you know? So yes, if you don't like this video, as Yo Gaming said, Kieran will come to your house and stab you. I'm totally joking, totally joking. But another thing I really want to mention, because I love this show that's coming back next month, is How to Get Away with Murder. It's maybe in the 4th season now. If you've never watched it, you can download the ABC app in the US, and it's free to catch up on all the seasons. It's such an excellent show. And what they do is always very shocking. It's never predictable at all. It's not necessarily teenagers, but it's like college age people. So if you haven't watched and you want to keep theorizing with me on this channel, that would be awesome. But Scream Queens is also returning next month, and I know a lot of you guys watch that. If you haven't, you've only missed 1 season. So those are both coming back next month, and we can do this all over again next month. I know a lot of you are asking about American Horror Story. That is something that I would definitely be interested in doing. Oh, is it 3rd season for How to Get Away with Murder? Okay. It's so good, though. I'm going to try to do American Horror Story 2. I believe, yeah, actually, American Horror Story, How to Get Away with Murder, and Scream Queens are all on basically at the very same time. So I'm going to have to check what days these shows are on this year, because I want to make sure that I can make it happen and do the live chats and do the videos for all. But I'm definitely committed to Scream Queens and How to Get Away with Murder, because I've done those in the past. The theme, yeah, I'm not really sure, to be honest. I had watched American Horror Story before, but I did not watch last season, so I'm a little bit off on my American Horror Story facts. But let's talk about, with our last 5 minutes, the show that we were originally here for. I'm sorry for getting us off track, but Scream, again, I have very high hopes for it. I can't wait. I mean, I'm excited for the Halloween episode. I don't think anything major is going to happen. I could be wrong, but I'm really, 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 really excited to see that. And which killer do I prefer, Piper or Karen? Absolutely Karen Elliott. I was kind of let down with Piper, as I've said earlier today. And how did Savo draw Seth's hands being? I don't know. Like, Savo drew, we've talked about this before, but he drew the death scene of Branson, like, in the room. Like, I don't know if he was there. I don't know if he's the one that tortured him or what. But, okay, so Scream Queens is on Tuesdays and How to Get Away with Murder is on Thursdays, which is awesome. I don't know when American Horror Story is on. I think it used to be on Wednesdays. So yes. But again, since we've had some technical difficulties, so as far as your comments, I know I've missed a lot of people's comments today, and I'm really sorry. But just a reminder, if you didn't know, these live chats show up as videos on my channel like 5 minutes after we're done here. So if I missed your comment or comments, please comment them on the video, and I will go back and reply, because I'm definitely not trying to ignore anyone. PLL Video Edits didn't really like the hotel version of American Horror Story. And I know a lot of people liked it, but I really honestly didn't either. But I thought Lady Gaga was amazing. But I kind of just watched a few episodes here and there, and I couldn't get into it. So I really like the New Orleans one, Coven. And when I went to New Orleans earlier this month for the first time, and I feel like they really captured the essence of that city just so well. So I just had trouble getting, I guess because I had trouble getting into the last season of American Horror Story, I'm concerned about liking this season. I think my favorite was the first, to be completely honest. I didn't really like the one in the insane asylum, but I know a lot of people like that one, but just saying. But Lady Gaga, she deserved her Emmy. Hands down, that woman is like a genius. Yes, Jackson, I'm happy that Brooke is still alive, very much. I'm excited to see what they do with her. I think some crazy things are going to be in store for her. And I'm hoping, my ultimate theory is that she's been involved from the beginning. And with her living through that attack, I feel more confident about that. And so I'm really hoping that that happens. So, yeah, just because it's just weird that she keeps surviving and then like everyone around her dies, but she doesn't die. So I don't know. But anyway, yeah, you can tweet me some shows. Also, if you guys are on Twitter, my Twitter handle is down below, but it's Kelly_TV. Since we have come to the end of this show for this season, you want to follow me there because that's another way for you to keep up with me, to know what shows I'm covering, to let you know that the Halloween episode's coming up, to let you know when season 3, any kind of news I hear about season 3, because I will still keep up with the MTV Scream Twitter accounts. I will be passing that along on Twitter. So if you're on Twitter, you get on there a lot, it's just good for you to follow me so that you can keep up. That's when I always announce things, or that's what I use to always announce things, because I don't have a way to come on here and tell you. Like, sometimes something happens and I have to change the time of a live show or something, and then people have no idea because maybe they're not on Twitter or they don't follow me on Twitter, and there's no other. That's the best way to get information out to you. I hope that it doesn't, Mark. I hope it doesn't get canceled, because it's one of my favorite shows for real. I really, really love it. So, yeah, I mean, I like Karen. I didn't have a problem with Karen being a killer. Yeah, I did see the teaser for the Halloween special. I definitely love Scream After Dark because it's kind of funny and the show isn't. So I enjoyed that. But anyway, but I'm going to let you guys go because I have another live chat coming up. You guys know PLL. A lot of people will be coming to that, hopefully. But again, I will be back tomorrow with my final season 2 video. Also be doing a Halloween video when that airs. But again, please stick around. Still talk to me on Twitter, or talk to me. If you don't watch my other shows, you can still comment. Sometimes people just comment on a show they don't even watch, but I don't want you guys to just disappear. So thank you guys for everything and for making the season 2 so awesome and for talking to me every single week. I feel like you're kind of part of my family. So I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow with my new video about MTV Scream. Have a great rest of your week. Bye, guys.